Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and today I'm going to get a little bit messy. I want to play with these new to me. They've been on the market for a while now, but these are Lundy's Gang Magical and there have been lots of magicals, but these ones in particular are from the Tea and Crumpets collection, which I think might be the collection that introduced the new magical shakers. So it's just a different form factor to how they were presented in previously, and it makes it really convenient because the shakers, as the name would suggest, has a kind of like a little lid or a cap that has little holes in it. Now, if you wanted, you could completely remove that piece, that little insert in the top of the jar, and you could scoop some out if you wanted, say, to make a spray, for example. But the shaker aspect of the jar is really nice because these are very, very pigmented. The color that you get is so rich, and you can see I just sprinkled a little bit onto my glass mat here, and I keep spritzing it down with water, and look at how many panels I'm able to get out of this because that color is just so vibrant, so saturated. I am pulling panel after panel. And what these magicals are, if you are not familiar with them already, is that it's actually, I say it's pigmented, but it's actually a dye-based pigment powder. And as well, what makes them super magical is that there is a shimmer that is built into it too. It's almost like a very mica finish to it. And so really, really lovely. The colors get activated with water. So that's why you see me spritzing it. And there's lots of different ways you can apply this to your project. I'm just showing a couple here. I've also taken the approach of spritzing down my panel and then sprinkling in or sprinkling on top of the panel directly the dry powder like I'm doing now, and then spritzing it to activate it. One of the great things about the powders is that you can really control the effect or the look that you're going for. So what's the difference between just smushing your panel onto it and what I'm doing here where I sprinkle some dry powder and then spritz it to activate it? Well, if you're looking for like a very watercolory effect, then the more water you dilute the powder with, the more subtle the color variation is, because it allows the dye, all the coloring, to really meld together. And so when I spritz very heavily directly onto my glass panel and I'm like really mixing everything around, smushing my panel into it, then it helps to kind of move all of that pigment, move all of that dye together, mix it up, and it becomes softer for one and then more uniform as well. But what's really nice is that you can also do as I did with that last panel and dry it completely and then go over top it again with another color. The spritzing it with water will activate that first color, but the two won't mix quite as much as if you were to go with a wet on wet, like after directly applying one color, you sprinkle and then apply another. So if you let one of them set for a little bit, then you can almost layer the colors a little bit. And when you sprinkle your dry powder onto your substrate directly and then spritz it, you're going to get more intense color variation because that pigment is going to have the effect of just kind of staying in place a little bit. And there may even be some areas where you haven't really hit it with water and it stays very intense. So depending on the look that you're trying to get, you can really change up your techniques, play around a little bit. Now, I'm well underway on my card here. I have decided to better press over this panel that I've created with the magical shakers. And this is from Yana's latest collection, and it is called Floral Celebration. This is a really nice all-over pattern, and it's actually larger than A2, so I'm actually using it on a 5x7 card. And then another BetterPress set that's part of Yana's collection is the Let's Celebrate sentiment, and I think Let's Celebrate is the name of the collection as well. And this one's really great. This is what I'm inking up now. It has a lot of different sentiments. It's got Happy Mother's Day, Happy Birthday Wishes, Happy Anniversary, Let's Celebrate. So besides those are the large sentiments. But besides those, there are some really good verses. So they're really funny. One of them says, "May your Facebook wall be filled with messages from people you never talked to." And then the other one I thought was really hilarious was, "Happy birthday to one of the few people whose birthday I can remember without a Facebook reminder." I just think that's hilarious. And then it's got some very sweet ones too, like "Happy Mother's Day to the woman who does it all. I feel blessed to call you mom." And I'm actually going to make a Mother's Day card for my card today. I want to take a moment though to let you know that my video today is part of a Crafty Fun Collaboration Hop. I organize these every once in a while. Sometimes they're on Instagram, sometimes they're here on YouTube, and it's just an opportunity for me to get together with my crafty friends, and today we're all exploring messy techniques. So I hope you have fun hopping along and checking out how everyone else has decided to get messy for the card that they're sharing today. To find all of the videos on this hop, just expand that description box below, and I'll have a playlist on my channel where you can find everybody's video conveniently all on a single playlist, and you can set it on autoplay. And that way, if you want to just kind of put us on in the background and listen to us while you work, while you craft, you can do that, because then when one video ends, the next one will play. And as well, it's a nice way for you to tell, where you've left off, because of course, I don't expect anyone to watch all of the videos all back to back. So by having the playlist, you can always revisit it, and that way you can pick up where you left off. So, and I'll probably be doing more of these. I may actually just keep adding them to the same playlist, and I'll just keep the new videos towards the top. Okay, so what I've done is I actually just picked out a couple of the longer verses, and I chose Happy Birthday Wishes and Happy Mother's Day. So Happy Mother's Day is what I'm going to use on my card today, as well as that really lovely Mother's Day verse. This one might go to, well, I don't know who I'm going to send this to. Obviously it's either going to be my mom or my mother-in-law. But I think in terms of these colors, I would think my mother-in-law would probably enjoy these. Although my mom really likes purple, so I don't know. We'll see. So what I am going to do to just finish up my card, though, is just to cut down some mats and layers. I did trim the panel that I created initially. I trimmed it down some. Because while the BetterPress plate, it is larger than A2, it's not huge. It's not really designed for 5x7. Actually, you know what? I don't think I've seen them put out any BetterPress plates that are 5x7, even though they do sell the 5x7 panels. I could be wrong on that. Somebody let me know if I am. But this BetterPress plate measures 4.5 wide by 5 3/4 tall. So it is still a pretty good size. I mean, I ended up trimming it just a smidge so that it fits the aspect ratio of a 5x7. But I kind of like the thick frame of the white around the card base showing, and then a little bit of that same. It's actually very coincidental that I have a cardstock that matches really well the ink that I used. So I actually better pressed with Memento Luxe and Lilac Posies. Pretty much all of the Sukaneko inks work really well on the BetterPress, and the Luxe line of inks is really, really lovely. It's got a little bit of a metallic shimmer to it. It is a pigment ink, and it's archival, so it's meant to be a very permanent ink. So it works really, really well. Matches the Lindy's colors that I used here, because I did put a little bit, I mean, overall it's mostly teal. The exact color is Lizzie's Cup of Tea Teal. And there's a hint of some pink in here. But I'll be honest, I was playing around and I didn't take note. It's either Cheery Cherry or Pass the Jam Jane. It's one of those two colors. I can't remember which now. But I just added some of that very, very fine metallic embroidery floss and a nice little spool there. And I cut the sentiment out with the coordinating die, but I cut it out twice. Once out of solid color cardstock as a drop shadow, and that just helps to set it off the page a little bit so that you can see it a little bit better. Off camera, I did add some Nuvo drops to this as a finishing touch. And so if you ever check me out on Instagram or Facebook, you'll see the final photos there. Thank you so much for checking out my video today. I hope you continue to hop along and get messy with us. Come share your makes in my Crafty Fun with Friends Facebook group and let us know your favorite way of getting messy. Thanks again, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye.